welcome to my channel. In this episode, I will be reviewing an African violet called Jolly Prince. It was hybridized by Hortense Pittman. Hortense and Ray Pittman from Texas, United States, are very well known in the African violet community around the world, in particular for their Jolly series of African violets, which happens to be one of my most favorite series among the miniature and semi-miniature hybrids. Jolly Prince was registered with the African Violet Society of America in 2011 under the registration number 10462. What you see in front of you is a young plant at the beginning of its first blooming cycle. I received it from Tropical World Nursery 3 months ago in late August of this year, 2019. Here it is on the photo on the far left, together with Jolly Magic and Jolly Deer on the date when I received and repotted them. I was really taking a risk when I ordered them with the hot summertime shipping back in August. So when I received them, they were a little bit dry, and I kept them at an elevated humidity in a small greenhouse to bring them back to life. This one bounced back in a while, and so did the other two. And I will make their own videos a little bit later. And so this one just started to bloom, and I wanted to show it to you. Jolly Prince is a semi-miniature variety with crown variegated dark green and gold plain foliage. So the variegation was there when I received it on older leaves. It's noticeable, and then it kind of disappeared as I was kind of reviving it, and so now the gold variegation just started reappearing at the center. So I'm really looking forward to having more crown variegation during the cooler growing months. We're at the end of November, so hopefully sometime December, January, it will start showing again. At this point, the rosette has grown up to about 5 inches, and it might grow a bit more, since semi-miniatures usually grow from 6 to 8 inches across. Jolly Prince has dark purple flowers shaped in a single and semi-double pansy. So when I ordered it, it was part of my darker African violet varieties, and I really wanted to order it, and I haven't been disappointed with this one. The video makes it a little bit lighter purple. What I see in front of me is I would say medium to dark purple with red undertones in it. I don't know if this, yeah, this probably is not going to help change the shade. It still shows it as very, very bright, medium reddish purple. So I brought together a few more varieties that just started to bloom. So this one is another plant from that batch that just started opening up, and this one is Jolly Magic. It's a little darker and brighter, if I could describe it, in color, but it also has reddish undertones, and it was also described as dark purple pansy, semi-double dark purple pansy. So this one is still a single, I believe, but usually I noticed that sometimes first blooms appear as singles, and then they grow into semi-doubles in those types of varieties. So this is Jolly Prince, and this is Jolly Magic. So you can compare the purples. Then to show you the difference between reddish purple and bluish purple, here is Lion's Little Sweetheart, also blooming. I was starting to bloom currently, and I'm gonna make its own video pretty soon once all of those other buds open up. But this one, on the video you see it as blue, and it is described as blue. in the official description. However, I would describe it closer in real life as blue with purple undertones, or purple with blue undertones, as opposed to this one is purple with red undertones. And finally, I wanted to show you the darkest variety that I have currently in my collection. And this one is Max Basic Black with Pearls. It has just started to bloom, and but it's not in full bloom yet. So I'm looking forward to making its own video once it has reached the peak of the first blooming cycle. Max Basic Black with Pearls. It is described as a single to semi-double, deep purple near black with variable thin white slightly ruffled edge. I haven't seen the white edge too pronounced yet on this variety, on Max Basic Black with Pearls, so we'll have to see. But you can see the size and the shade of the purples and the size of the blooms in comparison. So Jolly Prince has much larger blooms, and both of them are semi-miniatures, I believe. Yes. The Basic Black with Pearls it's by McDonald, and the hybridizer's name, and so it has very, very dark purple. So the intensity of this purple, of course, is not as dense. I mean, this intensity of this Max Basic Black with Pearls purple is almost close to black color. So this was just for comparison, the purpose of comparison. Now let's talk about the growing conditions of Jolly Prince. Well, before we go into that, so the size of the flowers is about 1.5 inches in diameter, and as you could see in comparison, they're rather large. So here they are in comparison to a dime coin. These are decent sized blooms, and I have found that I like miniature and semi-miniature varieties with larger blooms in particular, and their bloom stalks are tall and they hold the blooms straight up, which is another feature, that desirable feature for me in particular. When I look for additional new plants for my collection, I'm looking for the bloom stalks to be tall and firm and standing up high, holding blooms high, elevated above the rosette. I believe it makes the plant particularly attractive. So I grow this particular plant on a west-facing window in the combination of LED light and the natural light. The LED lights that I have on this shelf are two lights. One is a 6500K LED and another one is 3000K LED light bulbs. So it's a combination of cool and warm lights, and I believe that makes a good combination in terms of the growing light for the African violets. The temperatures in my environment range from 65 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit, and I use this meter to measure the temperature and the humidity. So right now we're at 68 degrees Fahrenheit and at 48 to 52% humidity. And to maintain humidity, I use a cool mist humidifier in the summer and warm mist humidifier in the winter. I might make a separate video just about the humidifier that I use, because some people ask how do I maintain the humidity here in Southern California to ensure that it's about 50%, which is comfortable level of humidity for African violets. So stay tuned for that. As far as fertilizing, I grow it on a wick and I add very weak dosage of fertilizer here in the water, just regular water. and I will speak about that as well in another video that I'm planning on posting sometime in January, February this coming year. That's about all I wanted to talk about. Speaking of Jolly Prince, I really like this variety. I plan on keeping it in my African Violet collection. I hope you liked it as well. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next episode of my African Violet reviews.